जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
एकमण्डनं
व्रजे व्रजैकमण्डनं
समस्तपापखण्डनं
समस्तपापखण्डनं
स्वभक्तचित्तरञ्जनं
स्वभक्तचित्तरञ्जनं
सदैव नन्दनन्दनं
सदैव नन्दनन्दनं
सुपीच्छगुच्छमस्तकं
सुपीच्छगुच्छमस्तकं
सुनादवेणुहस्तकं
सुनादवेणुहस्तकम्
अनङ्गरङ्गसागरं नमामि कृष्णनागरं
नमामि कृष्णनागरं
मनोजगर्वमोचनं
मनोजगर्वमोचनं
विशाललोललोचनं
विशाललोललोचनं
विधूतगोपशोचनं
विधूतगोपशोचनं
नमामि पद्मलोचनं
नमामि पद्मलोचनं
करारविन्दभूधरं
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 स्मितावलोकसुन्दरं
स्मितावलोकसुन्दरं
महेन्द्रमानदारणं
महेन्द्रमानधारणं
नमामि कृष्णवारणं
नमामि कृष्णवारणं
कदम्बसूनकुण्डलं
कदम्बसूनकुण्डलं
सुचारुगण्डमण्डलं
सुचारुगण्डमण्डलं
व्रजाङ्गनैकवल्लभं
व्रजाङ्गनैकवल्लभं
नमामि कृष्णदुर्लभं
नमामि कृष्णदुर्लभं
यशोदया समोदया
यशोदया समोदया
सगोपया सनन्दया
सगोपया सनन्दया
युतं सुखैकदायकं
सुखैकदायकं
नमामि गोपनायकं
नमामि गोपनायकं
सदैव पादपङ्कजं
सदैव पादपङ्कजं
कृष्ण सत्कथा मया सदैव
पुमान्
जपत्यदीत्ययः पुमान्
भवेत् स नन्दनन्दने
भवेत् स नन्दनन्दने
भवे भवे सुभक्तिमान्
भवे भवे सुमतिमान्
भवेत् स नन्दनन्दने
भवेत् स नन्दनन्दने
भवे भवे सुभक्तिमान्
भवे भवे सुमतिमान्
भवे भवे सुभक्तिमान्
भवे भवे सुमतिमान्
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। संग्राममय जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। हो समर्पण लखन जैसा राम जैसा त्याग हो। भीष्म सा हो नियम पालन शौर्य में अभिमन्यु हो। आपदाओं को कुचल कर वीर बालक हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। बुद्ध जैसे कारुणिक हो धीर हम महावीर से। ध्रुव जैसे निश्चयी सत्याग्रही प्रहलाद से। दुर्दम्य सारे संकटों में अग्निपथ पर भी खिले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। हनुमान से सेवाव्रती जिज्ञासु हो नचिकेत से। कर्मयोगी कृष्ण जैसे वीर हो हम पार्थ से। बलिदान गोविंद सिंह सहो स्वार्थ सारा ही चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। देशभक्ति हो शिवासम प्रेम हो गौरांग सा। स्वाभिमान प्रताप सा हो तेज झांसी वाली सा। जलती शहीदों की चिता से हृदय में अंगार ले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। संग्राममय जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना
behalf of Geeta Parivar, I, Arya Indani, welcome all the enthusiasts to this grand Geeta interpretation session of chapter 14. To begin with this pious program, I would like to invite Sapna Hamreji, who is a techno star from July 2021 and is also a student in level 2.
Jai Shri Krishna. Vasudevasutam devam Kausachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much for this beautiful opening prayer. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhana sampada shatru buddhi vinashaya deepak jyotir namostute. This means I fold my hands before the light that brings prosperity, auspiciousness, good health, abundance of wealth, and destruction of enemies to death. For Deep Prajwalan, I would now like to invite Ghansham Singh ji. He is associated with Geeta Parivar from February 2021. He is very inspiring co-trainer of level 1. Request to proceed, Bhaiya.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरितैव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहं सत्कृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां.
Thank you so much for this optimistic lamp lightning. Moving on further, I feel privileged to introduce our today's speaker, Ms. Kavita Verma Didi. She is Geeta Varti and Geeta Praveena, one of the very amazing program coordinator, heading program organizing team and GC management team. Also, she has a sweet voice and all the qualities of a leader. I request Didi to take over the platform.
Jai Shri Krishna everyone. Sada Shiva Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayane Swayam व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. Yes, so Jai Shri Krishna and welcome everyone in this interpretation session of the 14th chapter. So last week we have completed our 9th chapter and now we are move forwarding towards the 14th, that is next chapter of this online Geeta Vargas. So in this chapter, basically the name of this chapter, always we start with the name because first we should know what is this chapter is about. So in this chapter, we will see the main concept of Sankhya philosophy, that is Prakriti, Purush, and the three gunas, Sattva, Raj, and Tam gunas. So, in the name of the chapter is Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. So, three different gunas are described here in this chapter: Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. So now what is these gunas? So many times we have discussed in 16th chapter, in 12th chapter, in 15th chapter, na rupamasyeha, and then gudak pravriddha, vishaya pravalaha, gudak pravriddha. So same gudak pravriddha, so same guda is described here. So in this chapter we will see in detail. So every time in Bhagavad Gita, from 12th chapter till 18th chapter, in all 18th chapter, this guna word will come. So first of all, we should know what is these gunas. So the first thing we can start with the very common topic, that is success or concentration. So in last session we have talked about this concentration very much, like ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate teshan nishtabhiyuktanam yogakshemam bahamyaham. So ananyas chintayanto mam, and then nityabhiyuktanam. So three qualities we have recognized for the people who want success in their life. So for say success in any field, not in studies, not in office, not in our own life. So as a person, how much successful life we are living, we are having. So many people are living their life, but everyone doesn't has that success. So getting money, getting fame, this is not the success. This is worldly success, and it is the one aspect of success. But the real satisfaction of your mind, and then you become like getting the bliss, the supreme bliss, that is the real success of life. So how to get that real success, and what are the resistance in the path of getting real success, we will talk about here. So whenever we want, so for success we have recognized three things, that concentration, then concentration in continuity, because sometimes we are very concentrated, we are very focused on our goal, and we are striving for it, but at the other moment we are feeling like distracted. We think some other objects, some other vishayas are coming in our mind. So many times we want to stop ourselves, but some element, something is inside us which is not allowing us to remember our goal, which is just trying to stop to get our goal. So like an example, we can just have the very small example. We want to wake up at 5 o'clock morning, but at that time something happens. We are very, like, we have done our sankalpa, this is the pledge, like every new year we get we do new year resolution, then some sankalpas we do, but when this like 4:50 then we get alarm, but we feel like something is stopping us. We are not able to wake up at 5. Many times it happens. So now what is that element? Who is this person or the thing, or what is this element who is trying to stop us to do what we want to do? We know that it is good for us, but still we are not getting control over our mind. Something is there which is stopping us. Then the same way, when we talk about something, doing something bad, so sometimes we do some evil things, we don't speak truth, or we just watch late night shows. So like we are watching television at night, even though we know the story, what will happen in this movie, but still we cannot stop ourselves to go for sleep. We just watch movie in continuity. So why this happens with us? So we try to find out this answer many times. We ask to the people, why it happens with me? We have done so much pledge, sankalpa, but still we are not able to do so, because something is there inside us which is stopping us, which is not allowing us to do our to get that success in our sankalpas. So now the element is this element which is having control over us, that is the 3 gunas. So the mind is made up with the 3 gunas or the prakriti. So first we should know these 3 gunas, the little bit introduction of 3 gunas. So first we have sattvic gun, rajasic gun, and tamasic gun, and all these 3 gunas are prakriti sambhavaha. Prakriti sambhavaha, they are born of prakriti only. So we will have the concept of Prakriti later in this chapter only. So first, the Prakriti is different, like we have different definitions for the Prakriti. In Sankhya philosophy, we have Prakriti, Purush, and this Prakriti is independent. But in Vedanta philosophy, this Prakriti is not independent. It is dependent on some other entity, that is Brahman, because we accept in Vedanta that only the Brahman is the supreme and that is high. So in this Sankhya, we have independent entity as Prakriti, and these three gunas are born of Prakriti only, which are resistance for our success. Because if these three gunas will not work in the same way, then we cannot reach to our goal. Because these three gunas are born of Prakriti, and Prakriti is agyan or illusion. It is the another rupa, sarupa of illusion only. So illusion means the darkness, means the alasya, pramad, etc. So it will never allow to get the success, to make it will never allow to do our mind concentrate on one point. So we are not able to concentrate our mind on one place. So now how to concentrate our mind, how to win our mind? So when we are free from these three gunas, then we can win, we can control over our mind. Now we have three gunas, Satvik, Rajasic and Tamasic. All three gunas bind us with the samsara, this mrityu and birth, but still the Satvik guna is the representative from the goodness. So the Satvik guna represents the goodness. Tamasic guna is something which is can be translated as inertia or darkness, illusion. So if the person follows this Tamasic guna, the person will definitely fail in his life. Because why? So we will see the lakshanas of the characteristics of this Tamasic guna in later shlokas. So how this Tamasic guna will lead us to the failure. Then the Sattvic guna will lead us to the success. Now the second part comes, that is Rajasic guna. And this guna word cannot be translated in English, exact translation we don't have, but we can just say some LT, something like this. So the Rajasic guna is like it is the kriya or action or attachment or desire. We can just translate this Rajogun or Rajasic guna. So it depends on the second most active guna. So we have like active positions. So every time we all have three gunas, this is like compulsory for everyone. So everyone has three gunas. Na tadasya prithivyam va divideveshu va punah Sattvam prakriti jain mugdham yadevi stat trivir gurain. So in the earth or in the heaven, there is no place, no living creature, no devata, no yaksha, rakshas, etc., who is free from all three gunas. So everyone has these three gunas, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. But sometimes Sattvic guna arises, sometimes Tamasic guna arises, sometimes the another Rajasic guna arises. So if the Rajasic guna is on high post now, and this Rajasic guna is trying to control everything, and then this Rajasic guna is on high. If this Rajasic guna will combines with Sattvic guna, then it will lead to you towards the success. Because when you will do the activities, but because of Rajasic guna, you will do activities. But these activities will be Sattvic, because the Rajasic guna is combined with Sattvic guna. And if this Rajasic guna will combine with Tamasic guna, then the Tamasic guna will lead us towards the failure. And then our activities will be like Tamasic people, like all the Asuric entities we have seen in 16th chapter. So Dambo, Darpo, Vimanascha, all the entities will reflect in our nature when our Rajasic entity will follow the Tamasic entity. And when this rajasikality follow our satvikality, then all the daivi sampadas like satyam, krodhas, tyaga, shanti, rapaishunam, daya, bhuteshvaroluktam, all these daivi sampadas will reflect in our nature. Now we can just have an example from from Ramayana. So we can just for easy understanding of three gunas. So how can we recognize the nature of people or nature of ourselves? We can recognize ourselves either we belong to Sattvic, Rajasic, or Tamasic. So there are three brothers in Ramayana: the Ravan, Kumbhakaran, and Ravana, Kumbhakaran, and Vibhishan. So Ravan now represents the Rajasic guna, Vibhishan represents the Sattvic, and Kumbhakaran represents the Tamasic guna. So they all had the tapasya. They all went for the tapasya and some mountains, and then they have done so much tapasya. And after doing so much hard work, so much tapasya, then the Brahmaji appeared them in front of them. So Brahmaji asked, "What do you want?" Because they were doing this tapasya to make him happy. So this Brahmaji can give some boon to them. So all three brothers asked for the Sona. So suddenly they all said, "Sona, I want Sona." Now in Hindi we have different meanings of Sona. So first meaning, according to the Kumbhakarna, we can take just literal meaning. Sona means sleeping. So he asked for sleeping. He asked sleeping for 6 months in continuity. So that is Tamasic Rakshana, Tamasic characteristics. So this the Kumbhakarna asked for the sleeping. Now in this state he cannot do anything. Even he cannot realize. Even he cannot use his powers, because Kumbhakarna was also powerful. He could also show his power, but because of this tamasicality, he was not even able to enjoy his powers, and neither he was getting anything from work from anywhere, because he was sleeping and he was waking up for 1 day only. Then the Ravana was coming, and with the view of Ravana, if we just translate this Sona, we will convert this Sona into gold. So in gold, the gold can also be translated as Sona. We say in Hindi Sona. So now Sona is the Upalakshan, and it represents all the power, the worldly money. So the Rajasi people, they are more like they want power, they want money, they want fame, everything they want. So out of these desires, they do so much karma. They start new karmas every day. And what they want, so their goal is to get worldly fame or some happiness or some little bit, some appreciation, etc. So all these they want. So they do different karmas always. So Ravan has asked for the power. So as we know, the Ravan had the control over the heaven, even the Indra Dev and the other Yaksha, other Devatas, Vayu Dev, Agni Dev. Everyone was coming in his palace, and they were doing the work of the palace. So he had the control over all the devatas, all the deities. So this is something who is Rajasic, the person who is Rajasic. They always want power. So we can just recognize these entities. So we can just recognize our nature also. Either we are Sattvic, Rajasic, or Tamasic. Then the Vibhishana comes. And when we translate the Sona for Vibhishana, we just translate it just opposite from the Tamasic guna. So for Tamasic, we had taken the meaning of sleeping. Now in this context, in the context of Vibhishana, we will take the meaning so na. We will just split this word so na, not sleeping. So he doesn't want to sleep. Now he doesn't want to sleep, so he wants to play with mobile, or he wants to use Insta etc. No, but he doesn't want to sleep in Agyan Nidra, in illusion. So we all are sleeping in illusionary sleep. So we have deep sleep. So we don't know the reality. So reality is something else, something beyond this world. We think that this world is real, everything around us, this temple, this home, this car, this respect, this is the real, but this is not real, as we have seen in 9th chapter. So the Vibhishana wanted Sona, like he doesn't want to sleep in illusion. So we have different types of people, like Vibhishana belongs to Sattvikality, Ravana belongs to the Rajasic, and where this Kumbhakarna belongs to the Tamasicality. So in this chapter, we will see these arities in detail. Now we will begin with the first shloka. Om Shri Paramatmani Namaha. Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Chaturdashodhyāyah. Shri Bhagavanuvacha. Param bhūyah pravakshyāmi jnānānaṁ yajñātmā munayas sarve param siddhimito gataha. So in this chapter, he is again saying like param bhūyah pravakshyāmi jnānānaṁ jnānamuttamam. So uttamam jnanam, I am telling you again. So we have seen this jnana in previous chapters also. In 9th chapter, he told the king of all the knowledges. He told the knowledge about that. Now he is again repeating the same knowledge. Param bhuyaha. Bhuyaha means punha or again. So himself is saying that I am again telling you same thing. Now why he is repeating the same things? Because this having this jnana or knowledge is one aspect, but applying this knowledge in our life or bringing this knowledge in our daily routine is very difficult. So because it is difficult, so he is just giving us reminders, and he is just telling us again and again with different principles, with different ways, with different like examples. So he just presents this topic again and again. So param bhūyah pravakshyāmi, like a mother. So mother wants to feed her child. Her child sometimes after 2-3 bites, child thinks that I am done with the food. But mother knows that child needs more, so she keeps feeding him. Similarly, Lord keeps giving this jnana again and again because he knows that we still need to know more. The Arjuna still needs to know more, because to getting this concentration, as we are talking about the concentration, why this concentration? Because for the success of in worldly life, also in spiritual life also. For success anywhere, if we want, we need to be concentrated, we need to have control over our senses, we need to have continuous remembrance of our goal. So these three are required for any success in our life. So he is telling again this jnana because we know that this is right or this is wrong, but still we are not able to control ourselves because these gunas, sattvic, rajasic and tamasic gunas are very powerful and they just control our mind, and then we cannot control our mind, the control of the mind in the gunas. So gunas have the control on our mind. So first we need to get free from these gunas. So he will tell about these gunas and how can we get this knowledge in detail again in 14th chapter. Param bhūyah pravakshyāmi jnānānaṁ jnānamuttamam. And this is the best knowledge of all knowledge. So jnānānaṁ jnānamuttamam. Why? Because yajñātmā munayas sarve. So many sages, after knowing this knowledge, after knowing this jnana, after getting this jnana, they had gone to the moksha. They had gone to the perfection. Param siddhi mito gataha. Siddhi, supreme perfection, they received by this knowledge. Now, what is this knowledge? And then some people just misinterpret this thing that after, like, we have two ideologies. One, the people accept that after death only the person can get moksha. So we have concept of liberation. So when can person get liberation? So some people say after death only one can get liberated, or the other ideologies are even though we are in body, we are alive and we can get liberation. So Shankaracharya ji has given so many logics and arguments on this, and he has established this theory that Jivan Mukta, theory of Jivan Mukta. So in the body we are alive, and we can get the liberation. So in Vedanta, that's why we have two kinds of liberation or muktis, Jivan Mukti, and another is Videha Mukti. Jivan Mukti, in the body, with the body we have got liberated, and the another is Videha Mukti, like after getting this moksha, at the moment we get moksha, our body just our atma just apart from the body, or our atma never goes here and there, this body just destroy forever. So this is called Videha Mukti. But for in the both conditions we can get the mukti or moksha. So we should not misinterpret the shlok Param Siddhi Mito Gataha. They had gone to the perfection. It doesn't mean they had died, but they got the liberation in the body or without the body also. So both the conditions are true that can happen. Param siddhi mito gataha yajñatma munayas sarve param siddhi mito gataha. So after knowing this knowledge, many sages have got the liberation. So I am telling this knowledge you again repeatedly. I am telling you this knowledge so you can focus on this knowledge, so you can just continuously concentrate on your goal, so you can get that goal. Idam jnanamupashritya mama sadharmyamagataha sarge pinopajayante pralayena vyathanti cha. Now one question is coming, like we want to achieve something. Now whatever in our life, in daily life, a student wants to get good marks, or the person wants to get like a promotion or raise in salary, so many things we want. So for whatever we want, first we should know the thing what we want. So the student who is in 12th class or 9th class and he wants to decide then in future, should I go for engineering or should I go for MBBS or CA, etc. So we have different streams. Now he is confused. So first of all, he should know about the each things, like what is MBBS, what is engineering, what is CA, then which subjects are easy for me, or which subjects suit me, and what I want from my life, so where I will get. So if we have complete knowledge of something, then we can just take our decisions, we can make our decisions very easily. So first we need to have the knowledge of the things, then we can become the same. We can just take the decision and we can become the same. So here Lord is saying idam jnanamupashritya. After knowing this knowledge completely, then person will know, then person will come with identical with me. He will become me only. So the yogis will become Lord only. But if they don't know about the Agyan, if they don't know about the Prakriti, Purush, the Brahman, then they cannot become the Brahman. First, they have to know the nature of this samsara, because now first we have this concept that we are the part of samsara. I am the body, or this is my body. So we have attachment, we have relation with the samsara. Once we know the nature of samsara, that this is destructible, it will destroy one day, and the only thing which is nitya, that is Paramatman or the Brahman, then we have the knowledge of Brahman, Atma, Sansar, Jeev, Jagat. So the main topics of Upanishads are Jeev, Jagat, relation of Ishwar and this Jiva and Brahman. So these are the prominent topics in Upanishads also, because first we know these things, then we can become the same. So Lord is saying idam jnanam upashritya. Having known this knowledge, that person will come to me or will become like me only. Sarge pinopajayante. Then when this creation will happen again, in the then this creation again begins, then the person will not get birth. Because why we get birth? Because we have done some karma in our previous life, and this karma just preserved as a tendencies, in the form of tendencies, and it is always there. So until we just have the consequences of this karma, this karma will remain as it is, and we will get rebirth. So once we do karma without having any desire, etc., then we will get liberation, and after liberation all our karma will destroy. Sanchit karma, prarabdha and kriyamar will not happen. So all three karmas will destroy, so we will not get new rebirth. So after having this knowledge, because nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate, and then with this jnana is pavitra, the sacred. So this jnana just purify all our atman. And how this purifies our atma? To remove all the impurities. What are these impurities? So impurities are karma. Why karmas are impurities? Because of these karmas we get new birth, and we get the miseries. We have to face the sorrows of this world. So after knowing this knowledge completely, we will become one with the Lord. Sarge pinopajayante pralaye navyathanti cha, and pralaye, at the time of dissolution, we will not die in this pralaya time. So we will just free from this samsara. That is so this shloka is telling about what we will get after knowing this knowledge. Now in next shloka, Lord will start telling about this knowledge. What is this knowledge is? Mama yonir mahat brahma tasmin garbhan dadhamyaham sambhavas sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. So now first we should know the Prakriti and Purush concept. So in Sankhya, we have Prakriti and Purush. So Purush is the form of Chaitanya or energy, we can say, or it is good to say Chaitanya only. We don't have translations of these words. So this Chaitanya is the Purush. So this is something like electricity. So electricity cannot do anything. So and the Prakriti is Jad, which cannot do anything. The Prakriti also cannot do anything. So this is something like a fan. So we have fan, it is Jad, it cannot rotate, it cannot give us air, and the electricity also cannot give us air. But when this fan associate with the electricity, then the both come together, and then they give us air. Similarly, this Purush is Chaitanya and the Prakriti is Jad, and when this Purush reflects in the Prakriti, then the whole creation happens. So the Sankhya philosophers give very beautiful simile. So like we have Nrityangana who dances, like the girl who dances. So when this girl sees the man, she wants to impress the man, and then she starts dancing. So she gives very good moves and expressions, etc. Similarly, when this Prakriti meets with the Purush, then she starts this creation, the whole creation. Unless otherwise she is Jad only, she cannot create anything. But with the help of Purush, because Purush cannot create anything without Prakriti, and Prakriti can also not create anything without Purush, because Purush has Chaitanya and Prakriti has this power of creation. So when this Prakriti gets the power, the Chaitanya together, then they both, this Prakriti just create everything, the Brahman and etc. So Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma, Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma. So this Mahad Brahma is not the Purush. And one more thing, this Prakriti in Vedanta we have Maya. So we just translate in Vedanta, we don't have Prakriti, we have Maya. Maya is also the Shakti or the energy or the power of Lord only, but it is not independent. In Sankhya philosophy, they believe that this Prakriti is independent. It is not dependent on Purush, but in Vedanta, it is dependent on Ishvara. So Lord has said Prakriti, like Prakriti Samavashtabhya, Prakriti swam avashtabhya. I just control over this Prakriti. So there the meaning of Prakriti is Maya, and Lord has control over this Maya. But we don't have control over this Maya. So the basic like difference between Jeev and Ishwar is Ishwar has control over the Maya and Jeev is controlled by the Maya. So we are controlled by the Maya or Avidya. So we have Avidya and Maya, two different concepts again. So Samashti Roop, like we have Samashti and Veshti. Samashti is like a forest and Veshti is like one particular wreck or tree of this forest is called Veshti. So Veshti of this forest is one tree and Samashti is whole forest. Similarly, the Maya is like a whole forest and Avidya is one element of this Maya. We cannot say element exactly, but it is one part of this Maya is called Avidya. So we as a Jivas are the controlled by this Avidya, one element of Maya, but the Lord has control over this whole Prakriti. So we have Prakriti and Purush concept. So this Mahad Brahma is the Prakriti only. So Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma Tasmin Garbhan Dadhamyam. I place this seed in the womb of Prakriti and then Sambhava Sarva Bhutanan Tato Bhavati Bharata. So all the bhoot pranis, all the living creatures, all the 14th lokas, everything, the universe created by the Prakriti then. So when I place this seed in the womb of Prakriti. So Prakriti and Purush, when they both come together, then Prakriti, not Purush. Prakriti creates whole this creation. Then and these gunas, the sattva gun, raj gun, tamo gun, these three gunas are born of Prakriti only. Now they are not different from Prakriti. So as we have mud and the pot made up of mud, so the pot is not different from the mud. It is mud only. The different shape is there, but it is mud only. Similarly, the three gunas are not different from the Prakriti. It is just a Vikrit roop of Prakriti. So it is just another form of Prakriti, the three gunas. And three gunas are the cause of distraction of the man in the earth. So on the earth. So we feel distraction, so much distraction. We cannot concentrate of our mind because of this Prakriti or because of these three gunas of the Prakriti. Then Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavanti Yaha Tasam Brahma Mahadyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. So we have different theories how this word has created by something or it has came into the existence without any cause, without any power. It is just happens in every some years. So we have different operating theories and then Big Bang theory. Different theories are there. So in Bhagavad Gita, we have different times the Lord has given some indications how this word has created. So in this chapter, he is again telling, so Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya, all the yonis like the man or the Andaj. So we have 84 lakhs yonis, and these 84 lakhs yonis can categorize into 4 types. So what are these 4 types? So like we have Jarayuj, Andaj, Swedaj and Udbhij. So Jarayuj means the like a cow and like a man who are born from the Garbha, like. So these are the Jarayuj. Then we have Andaj, the species which are coming from the eggs. So these are the born of eggs. So these species are called as Andaj. Then we have Swedaj. So like lice we have example. So these Swedaj, the prani or the Swedaj prani are born of the sweat. So these are called Swedaj. And then we have Udbhij. So some like trees are sprouted from the earth. So these are the another Udbhij. So we have 4 categories of living creatures. So all these 4 categories are created by Prakriti only. So Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavanti Yaha Tasam Brahma Mahadyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. So for all the yonis, the Mata, the mother is Prakriti, and I am the father of all the yonis, he is declaring here. So in the ninth chapter, we had this Mata Dhata Pitamaha. So I am the Mata Pita of this Jagat. He is again telling in this chapter, the Prakriti is the mother and I am the father of this Jagat, because when the Prakriti and Purush come together, then only this creation happens. No other reason is there for this creation. Then we will again come towards the our gunas. So now then the whole creation is happening. So first step of creation is gunas. So this Prakriti just has 3 gunas: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic gunas. And then all the elements, a small particle, even the small particle has these 3 gunas in it. So sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, and everyone has all 3 gunas. Like some people has only sattvic or rajasic or tamasic. It is not like that. Everyone has all the gunas. The mixture of all the gunas is present in everywhere. So now the concept will come sattvic, rajasic, tamasic from the fifth shloka, because he has described the creation. Now the Prakriti and Purush meet and then the whole creation happens. And before this creation, Prakriti has these 3 gunas. Sattvam rajastama iti gunas prakriti sambhavaha nibadnanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Then sattvam rajastama iti. 3 gunas are there: sattva, raj, and tam. Sattvam rajastama iti gunas prakriti sambhavaha, and all these gunas are prakriti sambhavaha, born of Prakriti only. Gunas prakriti sambhavaha nibadnanti mahabaho. Now they all 3 gunas bind the dehe dehinam. So the dehinam is the atma which lives in the body, and deha is the body. So all these 3 gunas bind the atman or the jiva with this body. So that's why we want to do something good, but we are not able to do it because these gunas are trying to bind us with the samsara. We don't want to do something bad, something evil, but still we are like forced by someone to do so. We don't know who is this. So these elements, sattva, raj, and tam guna. So these 3 gunas just force us to do something wrong things or anything what they want, and not do good things. So whenever you have this like this thing, like you want to do something good but you are not able to do it, then just remember this shloka sattvam rajastam iti. So these are the gunas which are just stopping you. So you just need to have control over these gunas. You can do if you have willpower. So willpower is very important. So all these 3 gunas, we have 3 colors for each guna. So like for sattva gun, we just denote this sattva gun with white color. White color is also the representative of peace. So when you have peace, happiness, and goodness, then this sattva guna comes. So the person who is possessed with this sattva guna, he has wisdom, intelligence, and knowledge. So this person is called sattvic person. And then we have rajasic guna. Rajasic guna can be denoted with the red color. So when the people have so much desire, attachment, they are so much kriyashil, like from morning to night, they are doing something. It doesn't matter, it will give some good fruit or some bad fruit. It will cause some good or bad. They don't care about it. Just they do karma out of desires, because they have so many desires. I want to get good marks in the school, so I am studying. So this type of study is comes under the rajasic study. We have sattvic. So sattvic, if we don't have desire or attachment with the marks, and then we are studying, that is the sattvic study. So these people, the rajasic people, do so many karmas, activities, good or bad, all the types of activities out of desire and attachment. So the most the motivation of karma, doing karma. If you see what is the motivation of karma, so whenever you don't feel like do something, sometimes we think like just stay, like just sit without doing anything. So we don't want to do something because we don't have motivation. Why we don't have motivation? Because we don't have some desire at that time. So having desire is one thing, but like so much attachment towards that desire is another thing. So when we have rajogun in high position, then we have the desire with attachment, and that just motivates us towards the karma. So whenever if you want to do karma, do something, then just think about the desire. That's why people say just think about the fruit of this karma, so what you will get out of this karma. And then maybe it is good karma for a student. Every time teachers just say like do study, you will get, maybe you will get full marks, you will get 100 out of 100. So how the teacher like just try to motivate the students, because they are telling that after this you will get this thing. So out of desire people start doing karma. So the rajasic, we have red color for rajasic, and then tamasic, the black color. Krishna varna, like this Krishna varna represents the andhakar, gurtam, tama, ignorance, delusion, illusion, everything. So they don't do anything, they just sit without doing anything. Just they are lazy and they don't want to do anything. Sattvam, rajas, tama iti guda prakriti sambhavaha. So we can just now evaluate ourselves how we are sattvic, rajasic or tamasic. No one is sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, because every time sometimes sattvic entities will come in high position, sometimes rajasic, sometimes tamasic. So every time these sattvic, rajasic and tamasic entities will come in high position one by one. Sattvam rajastama iti guda prakriti sambhavaha nibadnanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Now guna has two meanings in Sanskrit. One is guna, like what we are talking about, sattva, raj and tam guna. And then guna also means the rajju or the rope. So what rope does? So rope just binds the things, 2 or 3 things together. Similarly, these guna, the guna, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, these are also like a rope, and they just bind us with the samsara. Nibadnanti mahabaho dehe dehina mavyayam. Then now Lord will describe the nature of each guna, sattva, raj and tam. Now this is very interesting point where you can just evaluate yourself whether you are sattvic, rajasic or tamasic people. But don't evaluate don't judge other people. Just try to apply everything in your own character. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakamanāmayam sukha sangena badnāti jnana sangena chanagha. So first he starts with sattvic. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat. So the sattvic gun is nirmal. Nirmal like transparent, like a glass or like a pure water. So water is pure only, it is transparent only. But some impurities are coming from outside, and just this water becomes this becomes dark or something. So it is become impure. But this is the nature of this water is pure only. So when we have sattvicarity, our antakaran or our mind becomes pure only. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat. Then prakashakam, and at that time we have the knowledge of Brahman. We can just not exact knowledge of Brahman, but we can just see goodness. We can just see the liberation is something which we should achieve. We have this positive thoughts, we have this thing that we should do progress in our spiritual life. So all positive motivations we have. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam. It just enlighten the reality in front of us. Prakashakamanāmayam sukha sangena badnāti jnana sangena chanagha. And then but this sattvic gun can also bind the people. Why this binds the people? Because this sattvic is also born of prakriti only. This is also a this is also coming from the illusion. So even though it is giving you happiness or it is giving you knowledge, but this is not the supreme bliss or supreme knowledge of Brahman. It is the worldly happiness or worldly knowledge. Now, what is the difference between supreme knowledge and supreme bliss or the happiness or this worldly happiness? So this worldly happiness is not permanent. It will just destroy after your sattvic karma. So whatever sattvic karma you will do, out of this sattvic karma you will get some fruit, some happiness. Then the people, another thing, we have the I-ness and mine-ness feeling. After having this good knowledge or happiness, we feel that this is my happiness or I am happy. So this I-ness and mine-ness remains that time also. But when we have supreme knowledge or supreme happiness, at that time we don't have this feeling of I-ness and mine-ness. The people who are possessed with this sattvic guna, they can easily concentrate their mind because they know the reality. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat. They can achieve the knowledge, and the knowledge is the source of the concentration, because as we have different knowledge of the things, then we can just concentrate our mind more, because when we have knowledge we can just understand the, and this is knowledge of discrimination between the good and evil. So what is good for me, what is evil for me, what is not good for me, so everything we know. So in 16th chapter, like we have seen, the Asuric people, they don't know about the pravrittin cha nivrittin cha. They don't know about the pravritti and nivritti, but the people who are possessed with the sattvicality, they know what is pravritti, what is nivritti, and then they can easily follow the pravritti marga, what they should do. So they will absolutely they will get the success. They can do they can just concentrate their mind at one point. So becoming sattvic is the first stage for the seeker, for the sadhaka. So as a Geeta learners, we should try to become sattvic people. Then only we can become concentrate, we can just have the continuous remembrance of our goal, and then only we can just reach to our goal. So like everyone wants to like remember all the 18th chapter, 700 shlokas. So first we should have the knowledge of those shlokas, then we have to be concentrated on these shlokas, because if we will read 5 shlokas today, then we will not read for 1 week. Of course we are going to forget these shlokas. So if we want to remember these shlokas for a long time, then in continuity, Chintayantaha, again and again we have to do these shlokas, we have to learn these shlokas, we have to do practice of these shlokas. And then Indriya Sanyam is also important again, because we if we don't have Indriya Sanyam, we cannot wake up at morning, we can just spoil our time on different things. So maybe we will not get proper time to read Geeta. So this is just an example. So if you are Sattvic person, you can easily remember the shlokas. So this is like one example. In this Geeta path, we can just relate this shlokas. So if you want to success in Geeta, then you have to be concentrated. For concentration, the sattvicality is very important. Because of this, you can have you can get the knowledge of discrimination between good and bad, and then you can reach to the goal. Then the Rajo Gur comes. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Now this nature of this rajoguna is full of like passion and attachments. So we have different types of attachments and passion when we have this rajoguna. So like these the Patanjali and the other ideologies, some ideologies, they say this rajogun is the form of actions. So the actions are the rajogun. So in the beginning of this creation, this happens like we have manthan, or so like like we have the manthan prakriya. So like the when the curd, we have some curd, and just when this curd churned by something, and then we have butter and buttermilk separated. So both are separated. So the butter can be just a sattvic gun, buttermilk is the inertia or tamasic good, and this kriya is the rajogun. So rajogun is only like a kriya, it is nothing else. But in this verse, Lord has said rajo ragatmakam vidhi. Ragatmakam, like this is the full of attachment and desires, because without desires, if you will do actions, it will lead towards the goodness only, it will lead towards the success only. But because of desire, this rajogud will bind us with the samsara. If we do karma, it is good, because arurukshor mune yogam karma karanam uchyate. So for the people who wants to become yogi, arurukshor muner yogam, who wants to who want to do themselves arud in the yoga, then they have to do karma, because the karma is only the medium to become yogi. So for yogi, we should do karma, but without seeking its result, then this karma will lead us to the yogic prakriya, and the it will make us yogi. But if we do karma with the desires, it will make us bhogi. So the yogi and bhogi has only some difference in this word, yogi and bhogi. So it depends on us, either we want to become yogi or bhogi. If we have desires, we will become bhogi, and if we don't have desire, we are just doing our karma for the sake of Lord, then we will become yogi. So the rajo ragatmakam vidhi, so it has so much attachment towards the karma. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam. Now this trishna is like having desire of something, so like a thirst of something. So like a person who is thirsty, he wants the water at any cost. Similarly, this type of desire when we have in our mind, this is called trishna. So the people who have Krishna, so they are just doing their karma to get that particular thing. They can do anything with all the sources. They will use all the sources. They just reach to that point. They will just get the money or the power or the fame. So in the order of getting fame, name, money, etc., they do karma. So this is called Trishna. Out of Trishna, they do so much hard work, and they just bind themselves with the samsara, because once we do karma, we get fruit. Then we will just have the we will enjoy this fruit, and then when we are enjoying the fruit, worldly objects, again we will get more desires. Like, okay, I felt good, so now I will achieve something more. So we will again do karma. Again we will get the fruit. Again we will do karma, again we will get fruit, but sometimes we will not get fruit. Now what will happen is with us, we will just get depression, we will just get stress. So these things will happen with us. So at any way, we will not get happiness, the real happiness we will never get with the rajogun. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. And then these rajogun will bind us with the karma in this deha. Now these actions are good when we are doing without desires. Then the tamasic guna comes. Tamastvajnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidrabhis tannibadnati bharata. Tamastu ajnanajam vidhi. So this tama good is born of ajnan only, illusion only. So after having this tamo good, person cannot even enjoy the worldly objects like a kumbhakarna. So the Rajasic people have so much distraction because of different desires. So again, you cannot concentrate your mind when you are possessed with Rajasic guna, because it is said that Rajasic people don't have good memory. So their memory is weak because they are so much Rajasic. They have different thoughts in their mind. They are like doing different things at one moment only. So they are not able to concentrate their mind at one place, but still they can get some joy, some they can enjoy something in worldly objects. But the tamasic people are worse. they cannot enjoy the worldly objects also, because for worldly objects they have to do something. Pramad is something like they don't do what they have to do, they should do for their welfare and for the others' welfare. Like a person at house, he needs some food. Now if he cooks food, then he can serve to others also, serve to him also, but he doesn't want to do anything, so maybe he will sleep hungry but he will not make food. So this is called pramad. This is pramad. He doesn't want to do anything, even he can do for the others. It will good for others and good for him also, so he cannot do good things for him also, so he cannot enjoy even the worldly objects. Like a Kumbhakaran, he asked for the sleeping, for continued sleeping for 6 months. So if he will sleep for 6 months, then he cannot get any enjoyment, any joy out of this world also, and not in the spiritual world he will progress. So he is just like a bhar on the earth. So we will see in detail the tamasic. I will not explain now because it is 9 o'clock already. So we will have this ality, the tamasic ality again in next session, because it is very interesting also, and Lord has told different adjectives here, pramada, lasya, nidra, bhistani, vadnati, bharata. So we will discuss in detail. Now I will ask Ashu Bhaiya for the question answer session. So if you have any question in your mind, then you can just have it in your mind only. First we will do Sankirtanam and then we will go for the question answer session. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Eknath Swami Sakha Hamare, Eknath Swami Sakha Hamare, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. So yes, if you have any question, any doubt regarding this chapter, Sattvic, Rasic and Tamasic alities, so you can ask, you can raise your hand and ask the question. Yes, Vidhatri.
Yes, Didi. My question is that in this samsara there are many gods, but my doubt is who is the Lord?
Kavita, are you answering?
Okay, so are you asking about the Lord? Who is the Lord?
Yes, Didi.
So the Lord who has the control over this Maya is called Lord. So he has control over the things, the word. So the meaning of Lord in Sanskrit we have Ishwar, and the root of Ishwar comes from like Ishan Shilatvat Ishwaraha. So who has the control over this universe, like the earth is rotating in the same way, and the Akash and everything. So it is so all the nature, the Prakriti is doing its work in it in the particular manner. So who is controlling all this thing? So the controller of this whole universe is Lord or Ishwar.
Okay, Didi.
Yes. So others, if have questions, then you can ask. Otherwise, we can just conclude the session. Yes, Arya. Arya, are you there?
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
Please for prayer.
Yeah. Thank you so much, both the speakers, for your valuable time and heart-lifting words, which will indeed be a help to better life. Bhagavad Gita, being a holy granth, has proved to be a boon for living. Heartiest thanks to Geeta Parivar and team for such an amazing platform. A big thanks to all the volunteers of this sessions for ensuring smooth going program. I would finally like to thank all the Geeta lovers here on the behalf of Geeta Parivar to be attentive and interactive till the end of the moral session. Hope you all be connected with us forever and ever. For the closing, I would now like to invite Nitin Patilji to offer the thanks to Lord Krishna for such a graceful session. Nitin ji is from Kolhapur and is a helping hand in Geeta Parivar from January 2021. He is a learner in level 3 as well as has served as technical assistant in level 1. Yes, Nitin ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you very much.